What's good, y'all? Episode 26. Um, man, we've had an amazing weekend this past weekend. We got to dig into all of that UFC, NFL, college football, everything. But Crosswalk, I'm Jax. That's Cross. How's it going, bro?
Man, I can't complain. Lot
Good.
of chaos, lot of chaos this past weekend with everything that went on at UFC 323, all the
Mhm.
college football playoff selection chaos, man. A lot take place and a lot to dive into, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Unfortunately, this didn't work out this past weekend, but it's all good. North Texas, we still got a bowl game to play, so I'm happy about it. Things didn't
Not
work
every not
exactly
not, not
the
everybody's playing in bowl games
That's
these
true.
days.
That that is true, and we're gonna talk about that for sure, for sure. But before we dig into that, man, we got to talk about UFC 323. Um, dude, it it did not go the way that I thought. That's for sure.
For sure. Like, bro, the co-main and the main event, I don't think anybody saw either one of those fights going that way. Both two new champions, Joshua Van, second youngest champion in UFC history. Um, it's tough to see injuries like that, especially as soon as the fight starts. Especially when Pantoja's had such a reign that he's had at flyweight.
Mhm.
But when hopefully if he's able to get back, and it's gonna be tough with him being 35,
Yeah,
trying to come back, and then Peter Yan figuring out how to solve the puzzle that is Merab Dvalishvili, and great performance by Peter Yan.
absolutely. So let's start at the top, man. The Marab versus Peter Yan fight. First of all, we were on here and we talked about it, and we were kind of looking at what happened at the first fight, and kind of didn't see anything different happening across the like West.
Grammy always on me, dog.
He on both of us. He on our heads today, man. He already talked about
For
Dallas
real.
Cowgirls. Just
Yeah.
we 4 minutes in, man.
Shout out to Grammy, man.
For real. But like we talked about how we didn't necessarily see in the fight go any different. But what did you see that was different from on Peter Yan's side?
Man, Peter Yan had an answer for the grappling and the wrestling from Merab, and I know I shot you a quick little video like after it concluded, and it was this dude breaking it all down. I mean, you could see it as soon as Merab would shoot or get him down. Yan was getting to the cage, fighting the grip, and just could not let Merab get his game going. And then on the feet, man, those body kicks were the difference in the fight on the feet, man. They were brutal.
Yeah, the way that he screamed.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a terrible poker face when it comes to those body shots, man. Even Sean O'Malley, back when they fought, he hit him with a body shot that made him scream like that. So I mean, that may be his Achilles heel a little bit if he has one. But man, Peter Yan, he pitched to me, it was 4-1. I know I saw, I don't know if you saw Aljamain Sterling talking about it. He thought it was 3-2, and he thought it was 3-2 Merab.
So it's funny you say that. We were doing the watch along, and MMA Nominee. Shout out to MMA Nominee, Olin over there, MMA Nominee. So, bro, it's like round 4, round 5. He's like, yeah, I think Merab got 3. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? What fight are you watching?
I don't know what he was looking at. I don't know what he was looking at. I was like, you must have clearly picked Merab. I mean, which most people probably did, but like, the reality of it is just Yan was doing everything to counter the things that Merab was doing. So my question is, there's going to be a third matchup. It has to be. Merab deserves that. But now that we've seen the two ways that both of them can win, now how can things be? I mean, how will that third fight go? Like I feel like it's a real mystery now.
So I think both guys have found the path of victory for each one. Merab knows like he can't just be trying to like mix it up so much. Like he's got to pedal to the metal. I think for Marab, for him to win the trilogy, he just needs to put the pedal to the metal round one and make Jan as uncomfortable as possible. Maybe even get himself tired, because at the end of the day, he's got to believe in his cardio. He's got to believe in his pace. He's not going to outstrike Jan on the feet. And he's got to be like, hey, the only way I can level the playing field on the feet is he's got to be exhausted. He's got to be tired, and I got to push him to that point to see who's going to break first. And I think that's Marab's path. And Jan, it's going to be more of the same. Like, hey, when he shoots on me, get to the fence, fight the hands, fight the grip, dig a underhook, turn into him, get off the cage. And then when we're on the feet at range, do what I do, look to counter strike. And the body shots, I think, are always just going to be there.
Yeah. I think a unsung thing that Jan did was the elbows to Marab's arm. When Marab had the gable grip around him, and he's trying to pull him in and take him down either by using his body weight or shifting his body weight one way or the other, and they're against the cage. Jan was doing these sneaky little elbows to his arm, and you could see at the in between rounds, Marab holding his arm and putting ice on it. I'm like, that was sneaky. That was sneaky. I
Man,
like
it's always these little small things that like we haven't seen before that start to make a little just minor little difference in fights and like people's strategy, and it's always good to see.
Yeah, 100%. So quickly touching on the Pantoja Van fight, terrible way that it ended, terrible injury, but like you said, Pantoja's 35 years old. And despite the initial reporting that was clearly an injury to his elbow, whether it was a dislocation or whatever it was, I don't know how quickly you come back from that and how that puts a dent in his career.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one, man. Because when you start getting in elbow, shoulder area, man, it's so much going on, and the road back can be long. You can have setbacks, and then on top of it, when you're an athlete at the highest level, you have to get over that mental hump to trust your body that you're not gonna get hurt when you try stuff again. And a lot of times that can be the biggest hurdle that you can have in your recovery. And just like you said, man, he's 35. This is not the time to be coming back from devastating injuries.
Yeah. So Grimy said that Van was acting like he KO'd Pantoja, was a little distasteful. I understand he won the belt, but damn, bro. This one's tough. Because obviously we're reminded of Aljamain Sterling and what happened there. And on one hand, it's like he won, and an action that he took caused the fight to end, kind of. It was a freak accident. He didn't KO him, but it was a doctor stoppage, and he was the one left standing. But on the flip side, the celebration, sometimes people can take the wrong idea from it. On one hand, I can see it's like you're celebrating all the hard work that you've done to get to that point, but it's almost like you have to temper it a little bit because of public perception, and the fact that that you didn't win it the way that you want to win it. And I feel like he has to come out and say that. And I think he kind of said that a little bit at the press conference.
Yeah. But then at the same time, we got to understand this dude's 23, 24 years old. He's a champion of the world. Regardless how he got it, he is that guy. He will forever be a UFC champion. Just like you said, all the work you put in, the countless hours, all the training, like helping your family out. And then his mom's there and all his other families there. And when you got a moment like that, man, you can definitely get overwhelmed and get caught up in the moment. So I get that side of it. You're excited, but at the same time, like we're all aware it was a freak injury. But hopefully Pantoja can get back. He'll be okay. But I think the next title contender was very close to the co-main. If you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, Tatsuro Taira took care of business. I did not see that fight going that way. I don't think anybody did, like, not that fast.
Mhm.
Um, do you think Tatsuro Taira is that much better, or do you think that Brandon Moreno is clearly declining?
Man, first off, when that fight started, what stood out to me was just how dense and big Tyra looked, bro. His back, he looked physically imposing. I was like, is it me
Mhm.
or is Brandon Moreno look kind of small next to Tyra?
Yeah.
And like coming in, we all knew Tyra definitely wanted to get that grappling game going, and we all felt like Moreno could hold his own.
Mhm.
But when the grappling exchanges started, it was a totally different ball game. And I
Yeah.
think that element of Tyra's game is going to be a problem for anybody in the division.
100%. 100%. And I definitely think that if the timelines are kind of the way that Dana said that they would be, it would be Van versus Tyra, and Van's gonna have a lot to deal with dealing with that dude.
Hmm.
A
Hmm.
lot. But hopefully that's the way that it goes. I mean, I feel like that's the right way for it to go.
Yeah. And then on top of it, they can run that kind of quick too.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, neither one of them took any real damage at all.
Exactly. Hmm.
Another fight, a card. We won't go through the whole card, but I did want to point this one out before we moved on. The Henry Cejudo against Peyton Talbot fight. Um,
Hmm.
what did you think about that fight? What were your takeaways from that fight?
Man, Peyton Talbot has stepped his game up for real, like with the takedown defense, the grappling itself. On the feet, we already knew he was a very talented striker. I mean, he came out and he hurt Cejudo in the very first exchange of the fight and put him in a chair pretty much. Um, and I mean, for Henry Cejudo, it was a great way to go out. It was a great fight. He got nothing to hang his hat on. He fought a up and coming kid that they even have a somewhat of a relationship, but
Mhm.
it was a great fight, and I think we learned a lot about Peyton Talbot, and he is a guy to keep our eye on moving forward.
Yeah, I really do hope. And he mentioned this on I think it was the Ariel Hawani show, that he wants to fight a striker because he's been matched up against wrestlers his last three.
Mm-hmm.
I think him against Cheeto.
Ooh, bro,
that's
that's fun.
that's
That's
fun,
fun.
and that's a
Mm-hmm.
tough fight. That's a very
Mm-hmm.
difficult fight. I would sign up for that one for sure. I would love to see
Oh,
that fight.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. Because Cheeto gonna stand right in front of him,
mhm.
and it's gonna come to fight. I would think the issue with that is, Cheeto's traditionally like a little bit of a slow starter. I think he's gotten better about that.
Yeah,
But I know one thing: both those guys are gonna show up to fight.
yeah, yeah. That would be an amazing fight. I think he also mentioned Ayman Zahabi as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm just not that high on Amos Hobby.
Me
Um,
either.
yeah, I don't. I feel like his fall is coming and it's going to be bad.
Yeah, and if I'm mistaken, is he kind of old too? Is he like
I,
34,
I think
35?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. And last thing I'll bring up, the one of the craziest fights that I've ever seen in my life. Ewo against Ebo, uh,
Mhm.
bruh. A minute and 28 seconds of madness.
Mhm.
That fight was crazy. Like, how did you react when you were seeing that fight?
Bro, I was going crazy watching it. I literally have sent the clip of that whole fight to like everybody I know, dog. Like even people not into fighting. I
Yeah.
just sent it, I spammed it out to everybody. I was like, hey, you gotta see this because this was just craziness. But I absolutely loved it, man, for real.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like I was when we were watching, well, so I saw it first and then I went to go show it to my wife, and I watched her react to it because she had no idea what was going on. Initially, she didn't know, the significance of what I was show her. And she was losing her mind, and she immediately compared it to the Czech Congo Pat Barry fight.
Mhm.
But I was like, man, I think this is better. I think this is
Yeah.
I think this was
Because
better.
they both got hurt. They both got
Yeah.
rocked. And
Yeah.
the other one I would compare it to, I can't think of the guy's name. It was like this big Asian guy against Dan, the white guy with the mustache. And like in the first round, they're like just in the collar time, they're just punching each other nonstop. I think this might have been Pride, maybe.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
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 I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah, that one was crazy too. But dude, that fight, I mean, I I wish that they could give them something else, give them more.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ebo, even though he got knocked out, he deserves something to do. So like that was wild. That was
Mm-hmm.
if y'all haven't watched that, and anybody that's in here that's just a football or a person, like you got to go check that out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Dan Fry or Don Fry?
Yeah, that's the one. That's
Okay,
the one.
yeah. I see the Asian dude in my mind. I can't remember his name right now, but I remember that distinctly. That was crazy. That was a good one.
And another one, bro, the Chris Duncan, Terrence McKinney was like the same thing.
It went exactly how we thought.
Yep.
We knew it was going to be exciting. We knew it was going to be crazy. Terrence hurt him, had him. I mean, seriously hurt.
Yes.
Chris Duncan he don't go out like that. That's just not what he does. And he turned it around on him. Like, and then y'all were on the chat with Charles Johnson, and he trained with him. And
Mm-hmm.
it was funny too, because like his reaction to it, like what did you take from his reaction to it?
Bro, so going in, he was like, "Oh, we've been training. He's so well prepared. Like, we like this matchup. I think he's going to be a bit more measured." And sure enough, Terrence McKinney does what Terrence McKinney does. He gets in there and just goes crazy, dog. Like pedal to the metal, like all out. And it was just craziness. But afterwards, man, you just could see like Charles Johnson was like, I don't know. Like we talked about this. You know what I mean? And I think he was saying that Terrence just might be one of those people that when the lights come on and it's that time, man, that adrenaline hits and you just got to go.
Yep, and you pointed it out on the stream too. You were like, that adrenaline gets going, and then that dump happens. You're like, I can't, because it showed he couldn't get up, he couldn't do anything. Yeah, that was wild though. But Terrence ain't gonna get cut, man, because he's
too exciting. He's too exciting. Yeah,
he ain't going nowhere, man. But it was a great card overall. 9 finishes on the card, like an amazing way for the ESPN pay-per-view part of the era to end for sure. Any more on that card before we jump into some college football?
Nah, I think that covers it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, college football championship weekend. Didn't go the way I wanted for mine, the American championship, but it's fine.
Me
It's
and
fine.
you, brother.
Yeah. Bro.
Hey, we can gloss over that, dog. We can gloss over that. We ain't got to stay on that too long, dog. We got to do that.
Oh man, bro. It was bad. It was bad.
Yes. It was.
But y'all live to fight another day. We live to play in the bowl game.
Yeah, it was like, I was hearing all the people all upset about, the selection, this and that. But going into the game last week, I was telling people, like, I think we're in regardless what happens, just based off where we are in the rankings. And
yeah,
it's not like it's an equal data point for everybody else, because it's an extra game for just a handful of teams.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, if Bama hadn't got in, I wouldn't have had any issues with it, because I've been like, yep, I don't blame them at all after that performance. But hey, they let us in, and we're gonna see what happens up in Norman in 2 weeks.
Wait, let me acknowledge this by Grammy. Did they announce this? Michigan against Texas?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that's happening.
That's funny. That's the one that I thought was gonna happen. I mean,
yep. And shout out to Grimy again, because he definitely called that out like a while ago too.
Yeah, yeah. Where are they playing at? Is it the Citrus Bowl? That's the one that I thought.
I think so. I think so.
It just makes too much sense. Makes too much sense. Okay, let's take a look at the bracket as they got it here. All right, so Alabama against OU, JMU against Oregon, so Oregon's gonna win that. Tulane against Ole Miss is gonna win that. A&M against Miami, and then the Indiana, Ohio State, Tech, and Georgia get the buys. So, what are your thoughts on the seeding, how everything kind of played out, and then also the relevancy of the conference championship games?
So I think my real issue is Tulane and James Madison. I think
Mhm.
both of them getting in, I don't really like that, because if you think about it, James Madison's losing their coach. Tulane's losing their coach as well. I know Ole Miss lost their coach, but their active head coach is on the team now. And then on top of it, we've already seen Tulane play Ole Miss. They got beat by like 30. So I mean, I don't really know what difference, we're really expecting. And I think at one point in the second half of that game, Ole Miss like ran the ball 24 times in a row and got 10 points. Just
Yeah.
24 times in a row, bro. Could not get a stop. So I get that. Notre Dame getting left out, not going to a bowl game. I'm pretty sure we definitely gonna get into that. But to me, I think Bama, Oklahoma is gonna be a fight in a phone booth. Whoever probably gets to like 10 points first is probably gonna win that game. I saw a picture of their stadium. It's like completely snowed out in Oklahoma right now, so I'm not expecting any real points to be scored in that game.
Yeah.
The Miami A&M game, I think, is going to be a phenomenal game down there in Kyle Field. It's going to be absolutely rocking. That's going to be must-see TV. I'm probably going to do a watch-along for 1-2 of those games, so be on the lookout for that, chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to college football playoffs.
I am too, and I would agree, man. I wish that only one of the group of 5 teams got in. I don't understand why both of them are in. I understand that as things go along, maybe this will make more sense, because this is kind of the long game. Like, these teams, in theory, are supposed to start to be more even, in theory, um, as more opportunity to win a national championship arises, with those 2 teams. But I feel like Notre Dame should have been in the field, and one of these teams should have been out.
Honestly, I think what we really seeing is like the power four needs to have their own playoff, and the group of 5 can have their own playoff where they can make it a thing, and they actually have something to play for. Because I mean, I don't think anyone is expecting either of these 2 teams to legitimately have a chance to win a national championship. But could you imagine if those 2 aren't in, and you take in Notre Dame or Texas or Vandy? Bro,
Mhm.
all these matchups are just going to be must-see TV. And
Yeah.
I definitely think what Grimy said, I definitely think it's going to end up expanding.
And even that, it expanding is gonna be it just makes it more interesting in the sense of how will these student athletes,
Mhm,
handle this length of a season? That part is
mhm,
gonna be very interesting.
mhm.
But yeah, this isn't the way, because I feel like this is making things a little bit easier for Ole Miss. Dude, Texas Tech, they just chilling.
Yep,
I mean, you got yeah, it just makes it easier for some of these other teams to basically have a scrimmage and then go to the next round.
yep.
So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I don't think this is the right way. Um oh, so before we move to this other part about Notre Dame, so Iowa is the 1 seed, Ohio State's the 2 seed, and we talked a lot about Ohio State and what we thought about them. And
Mhm.
now that you've seen that game, what are your thoughts about Ohio State and Indiana now going into the college football playoff?
So for starters, this did nothing for me on Ohio State, just simply because we saw what they did last year when they lost to Michigan, and they just went through everybody after that. They still got all this talent. They just lost their offensive coordinator to become a head coach at South Florida. So I think that definitely played a little bit into it as well. But going forward, they're still going to be one of the most talented teams in America. Indiana showed they are scrappy, and they play to the identity of their head coach. Kurt Signetti gives that team an identity and an attitude, and you can see they play with it too. And Mendoza, man, guy's a big game quarterback.
Yeah, I definitely agree. He definitely showed that. And there was one pass that he connected on. It was like a 30-something pass, and I feel like that was his Heisman moment. I think that was it right there. And you know, they always need one. Everybody needs. If you're gonna win the Heisman, you need a Heisman moment, and I think that was it for him to win the Heisman. But speaking of the Heisman, what thoughts on the Heisman going into the selection coming up? I believe it might be this Saturday.
Yeah, I think they're going to end up going with Mendoza. I think the only other guy that really kind of put their team on their back and just carried them all year is Diego Pavia. For me, the quarterback at Vandy. I mean, I know they're not in the playoffs. They don't have like that big win, but when you think of Vandy, you think of Diego Pavia. You know what I mean? And
he was at the UFC
honestly,
fight, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there at UFC 323. So I think we'll see if he gets invited. I think he should, but I think Mendoza's going to end up being selected.
Yeah, I think it's a wrap now. It's Mendoza. I agree that Diego. He shouldered a massive amount of pressure. You know, trying to get that team to the playoff, and he did a lot during the season. But Mendoza just, you do that on a stage that large, like they're gonna give it to you. Yeah. So speaking of Notre Dame, which we talked about before, Grimy provided.
You got the clip. You got the clip.
So I saw this first. This right here that Grimy gave to us. So as a team, we've decided to withdraw our name from consideration for a bowl game following the 2025 season. We appreciate all the support from our family and families and fans, and we're hoping to bring the 12th national title to South Bend in 2026, 2025 Notre Dame football team. And we actually have a clip. Yes, we do have a clip of them actually in their exit meeting here. Here it is. Yeah, there it is, right there. Let's see if we can go. I don't know, but yeah, that's them right there, walking in, giving their jerseys and all that good stuff. Bro, what do you think about the fact that they decided to not play in a bowl game?
I think it's them pouting, like taking their jersey, taking their ball and going home. I think it's literally one of those, or like them unhooking the PlayStation and saying, nope, nobody's playing anymore. That's literally what it is. And it's just a bad look for real, because ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to kill off all these bowl games. Now, I get it. Some of your draft eligible guys probably weren't going to play in the bowl game. I get that. But what you got to realize is you got some seniors that are never going to play a down in the NFL. They're not going to get that bowl game experience. Then you got young guys that could get better from these 14 extra practices that you was about to get.
That's true. That's true. What Grammy talking about? He said, "Cross you."
He sent me another clip earlier today. I have to send it to you, bro. It's funny as hell,
man. But no, I agree, man. Notre Dame. One, and I know they got enough money, but it's still money. It's still additional money that they can use when you go to these bowl games. You do get money, for the school, that's why, taking it back to North Texas, a school that doesn't have the benefit of playing in these major bowl games. When we get invited to the New Mexico Bowl, like, of course we go into that game. We can use that money. We can take that and improve the program. And this might be a drop in the bucket for them, but it's a drop in the bucket. It helps. And then like you can't replace that experience that the team gets. And once these games get going and it starts to get competitive, people, they want to win these games. So I don't like that. I don't like that they did that at all. And if I'm a recruit, that factors into what I think about this school. If, like, honestly, that's going to make me look at them like, okay, so y'all just poor sports. Y'all gonna pout and stay at home. So,
just mailed it in, man. Just mailed it in. But this is all I got to say to Notre Dame. Join a conference, and you ain't got to worry about none of this. You had your chance to play yourself in. Your 2 biggest games of the season, you lost both of them. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, and you see that they're all mad at the AC, talking about it's ruined their. Yeah, that's it right there. That's it.
I saw that too. Yeah, I saw that too.
Permanently damaged with the ACC. All right. Go
to
the Big Ten,
hey, man. For real. If I was an ACC commissioner, I was like, all right, well, none of our teams are going to play you. You got to put your own schedule together.
Yep.
Like, go join the Big Ten, go join the SEC, and we'll see just how bad you want to win then.
Yep.
I do think the Big Ten makes the most sense because you think about it, got a natural rivalry with USC. The Notre Dame Michigan game is an old school rivalry that would fit like a glove. Indiana's in the same state, and Indiana's like a powerhouse now, apparently.
Yeah.
I think that would be a marquee monster game the Big Ten could do. And then obviously, Notre Dame, Ohio State, the big brands, they definitely would. That would be box office. Like, it would get a lot of views.
Yeah. Does Notre Dame still have their deal with NBC?
Yep.
So I think that might be a major sticking point for them. They would want to keep that. And then the Big Ten has their network. So I think that may be an issue. But if Texas figured it out with the SEC, Notre Dame can figure it out.
Yeah, Texas with the SEC is a little different because, I mean, their deal was with ESPN and the SEC is with ESPN. Yeah. Now what would make a lot of sense if Notre Dame's like, all right, we want to join the Big Ten, NBC, Fox, CBS, all of them get together and say, hey, what do we need to do to make this work? And all of us can make some money off of this because it makes entirely too much sense. Like, Notre Dame making their own schedule and just getting literally like 2-3 games a year. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's weird. It is super weird. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I know that they're not going to join the conference next year, and we might have the same problem because they get that benefit of the doubt if they, have a decent record and they're reasonably ranked. They're going to be in the college football playoff.
Yeah, and I looked at their schedule for next year. They literally only got 2 games. Literally. Bruh, like, for real, bro, they have 2 games, basically 2-3 games a year. That's it.
Yeah, see, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Whatever, man. But Marcus Freeman got one of the best jobs in the world.
He does. He does.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Oh, one more thing about college football. So, I sent you a message earlier about this Legend Bay guy. So, for anybody that doesn't know, Legend Bay, he's a 4-star recruit, plays in North Forney, so not too far from here. And what happened was he initially he committed to Tennessee, but his mom and his older brother apparently want him to go to Ohio State.
No, it's flip. It's flip.
Oh, it's flip.
Flip. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so there's a conflict between the Tennessee and Ohio State. He wants to go to one school. They want him to go to another one. He's 17, so he needs his mom to sign for him. And it's causing all kind of craziness with his signing. Now I do know that he turns 18
in a few weeks.
Yeah. So the whole thing is weird, but what made me, or what popped this up in my head, and a friend of mine actually sent it to me, is you've been recruited and you know how this is. How do families and parents affect the recruiting and affect your decision making as the actual student athlete?
Okay, so you got to think like the parents are going to be the closest thing to the student athlete, right? Now, when these schools are recruiting a kid, they're also recruiting the parents and the family as well. Now, even before NIL was a thing, I've even seen where like some schools will like give a family member some money to steer a kid to their school. It definitely happens. It's still a thing now. It's just out in the light now. And this what's going on now is kind of like opening all our eyes to it. But really what's going on is probably Tennessee did a really good job of recruiting the brother, the mom, or maybe even got some money to them. And now they're like, we want you to go to Tennessee. Whereas this kid, the whole time, all on his social media handles, everything has been Ohio State, Ohio State. And here we are, he's 17, he can't sign. So I think he ended up signing with Tennessee. But what I really think is going to happen is when the transfer portal opens, I think he's just going to transfer to Ohio State.
And I wonder if he's going to just wait until his birthday and then flip. Will he be able to flip if he waits until the 24th, just 2 weeks?
So if he waits and doesn't sign, no issue, not a problem at all, unless Ohio State just doesn't have enough scholarships. So if they have a scholarship and he doesn't sign and he waits, then when he turns 18, he can sign on his own wherever he wants to go.
That's a mess, man. That is another issue with college football.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that is an absolute mess. That's something I'm definitely paying a lot of attention to. I mean, I've never seen the kid play, but they say that he's a lot like Michael Vick. So that's what they say. That's what they say.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. So let's jump into some NFL real quick. Did you watch a lot of NFL over Sunday?
I did watch a little bit. I saw the craziness that took place in the Bengals and the Bills game.
That was,
and then I saw a little bit of the ending of the Browns game. Like, bro, their coach. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Kevin Stefanski, dude. Like, I don't understand. Actually, we could start it right there. So Shedeur Sanders is starting for the team and having an amazing game, going back and forth with Cam Ward, outplaying them. And they get down and they have to start to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets down to the point where a 2-point conversion, I think it would have tied them up. And at that point, Shedeur Sanders has thrown for over 350 passing yards, thrown for 3 touchdowns, ran for another, had only 1 pick. And they decide to run a wildcat play with Quinshon Judkins, another rookie, who gets it and doesn't know which way to go, which I don't fault him. It's a weird time to pull out this play and ride with the person that literally drove you down the field, scored the touchdown, and got you to that point. But now you don't want to use that dude. Like, what is Kevin Stefanski doing?
Man, sometimes I think coaches try to outsmart the room and they just look like absolute idiots, bro. Like, what are you doing, man? This man got the hot hand, got you in the game. You got a chance to win the game, and you're gonna run a trick play for a running back to throw the ball. Like, come on, dude. Come on now.
It's, as Jerry Jones would say, he was being too cute. Like, you don't do that, man. You just, like Grimey's talking about with the Pete Carroll thing, you hand the ball off to beast mode. In this case, give Shedeur the ball to make give me the ball, man. I'm gonna score. You
Hey,
throw
did you
it.
see that? You see that clip I sent you? It was like
Yeah.
beast mode
Yeah.
highlights.
Yeah. Man, I've been it's weird. I don't like that dude is way bigger than me, but like I have been confused with that dude so many times it's nuts.
I
But
bet, dog. I
it's
bet.
crazy. But dude, like it just made no sense. I mean, it just again, he's adding fuel to the fire of you just don't want dude to succeed. That's just what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And he's succeeding in spite of you.
Yep.
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm kind of curious because I know last week, man, I was starting to see some things about Deshaun Watson starting to like be a bit more active, see what they're gonna do. And I know they got a lot of money invested into him. And I know how pro sports work. When they got money invested into you, you are going to play. Like
Yeah.
that's just the nature of the beast. It don't matter if somebody that is not making a lot of money is playing well. No, when they got money invested, they gonna see it all the way through because they don't want to look like idiots because then somebody's gonna lose the job. Like, hey, why are we paying all this dude all this money and he ain't playing? So I think there could potentially be a little bit of that going on as well, but I don't know. It's just complete dysfunction, man.
It is, man. And Shedeur has clearly outplayed everybody else on that roster. And honestly, in my opinion, unless you are getting Mendoza, like that's the only quarterback in the draft that I see so far. And obviously, we haven't been through the draft process, but so far that I know is going to be in the draft. That's the only guy that I would be like, okay, maybe you take that dude and see what you can get for Shedeur. Otherwise, Shedeur is the guy. I
Yeah.
don't see how he's not.
I don't know. I can only imagine what's going on in that locker room, in the facility, and just like guys on the team, man. Because if we see it, trust me, the guys on the field see it too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Dude, Harold Fannin Jr. ain't balled out like that the whole season.
Yeah.
And look, he just did. Like it infused so much life in the team, even though they lost. Like you can just see it that they want to play for that dude. Like I don't know, I just don't get it. And Kevin Stefanski is not a bad coach. He's a 2-time coach of the year. Like he knows what he's doing, but when it comes, he just has some weird bias against this dude, and I don't understand it. I really don't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's take a look at the playoff picture here real quick. I don't know if you've seen it, but Denver is the number 1 seed over here. New England's number 2. I mean, that's going to flip flop. I think, and the reason that I had New England as the background is I actually think that New England's the best team in the league right now. But we got the Rams as the number 1 seed over. On the other side, Chicago, they fell off completely after that loss. Even though, I mean, obviously it's only one loss, but they went from the 1 seed all the way down to the 7th seed. But and the Colts, as you can see, they ain't here no more.
Yep.
Which I knew it was coming, and unfortunately, Daniel Jones is out for the season with that Achilles injury, which sucks. But I knew it. I knew something was going to happen. I knew it. Grimy said the Lions need to win out, which they possibly can, and we can talk about this game, just a corner of it. Yeah, the Cowboys went out and they didn't show up, man. They did not show
Oh man.
Dude, that was tough, man. That was tough. But I mean, the Lions just outplayed them, man. When it came to big plays and big moments, it was, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Goff getting the throw, them getting the sack. They had 5 sacks in the game. When it came time to get to have a big moment, the Lions had those moments, and the Cowboys didn't. George Pickens, I don't know. It was just a bad day. It was a really bad day for him. So I mean, we're not out of it completely yet, but we got to win every game
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
just have a chance. To just have a chance, we could win every game and still not get in.
Yeah. And then and just something else to look at, man. The NFC West, bro, like it is a rock fight out there. The
It
Rams 10-3, the Seahawks 10-3, and the Niners 9-4. Like it's a bloodbath in that division right now.
really is, man. They have a amazing division right now. Um, I think that it's going to be hard to keep any of those guys out of the playoffs, and the division is completely up for grabs because of how good those teams are. Grammy said the fact that the Chiefs are out makes him giddy. The Chiefs, boy,
Yeah.
that is the worst that I've seen Patrick Mahomes look in that game. That is the worst that I've ever seen him look, and I feel
That's
like he
what
was just pressing.
Yeah,
Just
that's
pressing.
what happens, man. Like the league, man, they figure you out whoever you are, and you got to be able to adapt. Like if you think about like all the grades, like Brady, when Brady first was getting going in the NFL, like he wasn't the guy making the plays. He was the guy not losing the game for the Patriots, and then crunch time would arise, and then he would just turn into this mythical guy. And
Mhm.
then like by the middle towards the end of his career, then Brady turned into like he was that guy that they would just go out and win behind, and he was
Yeah.
just putting up all these different numbers. I think with Mahomes and the Chiefs, they got to figure out a way to kind of like evolve the system and do some things a little differently
Yeah.
because they just been doing the same thing for so long, and teams have finally caught up to it.
I think that's what the Patriots did well is learn to evolve. And the Chiefs, this is their down year, and their next year they're going to have to evolve. They can't rely on Travis Kelce to be the Travis Kelce of old. He is Travis Kelce, and he's now old. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and their running game is non-existent. And their receivers, they have a bunch of number 2 and number 3 receivers. They don't have a 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Pat can't do everything on his own, and when he tries to do everything on his own, he either gets hurt or he ends up pressing and, trying to do things
Turnovers.
trying to do things that just ain't possible. So, yeah, it's over for this year. That's for sure. But they got an opportunity to turn around, but I have to be creative and smart about how they're going to do it. They still got
Mm-hmm.
one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Pat hasn't regressed to being just a guy. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but they're going to have to figure out how to build that team around him instead of trying to make him do magic every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, Trying to think if there's I did want to go back to the Bills and Bengals game. Did you watch the whole game or most of it?
I didn't see the whole game, but I did see the madness that was the ending of it, though. Like when Burrow threw the pick, I was like, what is going on? What is happening? Like
hmm
that game was just crazy, crazy.
Crazy to have that many points in a snow game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, and what that definitely proved to me is that Joe Burrow is still. If I was starting a team, I think that's the dude I'd probably start a team with. And
Really?
I know that he hasn't won anything yet. It's just some of he. I think it might be just because of how much he reminds me of Joe Montana. And Joe Montana is one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. I just like the way that he operates, the way that he controls the game. Now those interceptions, we can't do that, but
Yeah.
I like the way that he controls the game, and I like the confidence and calmness that he plays with. But if you were starting a team with any quarterback in the league, who would you start it with?
Starting a franchise. Ooh. I guess it would kind of depend like where we are as a franchise. Like what type of roster do we have? Do we have like a lot of different pieces and we just need a young quarterback to come in and not lose us the game? Or are we just absolutely got nothing and we're just trying to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks? Because I think those two things definitely matter.
if you were starting, like, say it's a literal fantasy draft, you're building the team around this guy,
Okay.
and you're picking the guy.
So this dude's gonna be your guy for a decade.
Yeah. Grimy said Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, I get that. I like Stafford too, man. Like Stafford been doing it for so long at such a high level and got a Super Bowl. And I mean, I don't know. I think Stafford has just I think he's developed so much over time and just still has all the ability in the world, still has one of the best arms in the NFL as he's still, getting up in age. Josh Allen, I can see it, but Josh Allen still ain't gotten over the hump though,
Josh Allen is one of the best football players in the league, but in big games, I feel like he shows a little bit. He starts to press a little bit more than he should. And for Joe Burrow, I feel like he still has that calmness over what Josh Allen can do. And I'm not saying that Josh Allen is the wrong answer, because I mean he is the reigning MVP. But I think I would just prefer Joe Burrow. I really would.
I don't think there's any wrong answers in that.
The wrong answer is Jalen Hurts. That's the wrong answer. That's a dude that, to what you were saying a second ago, if you got all the pieces in place and you need somebody to manage the game and don't turn the ball over, you do these plays, don't do nothing outside of this, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's what I think that he is. But
yeah, that makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah. He said, but he's going to retire in 2 or 3 years. That's true. And it may not even be 2 or 3. It might be, if they go on the run and win the Super Bowl, he'll retire this year. Talking about Stafford.
But I just mean like his whole career, dude. Like he has played well for a long time.
Yeah. He said he just likes Josh Allen's running ability. Well, I get that too. I get that, and it gives a multi-facets to the game. But for me, the Joe Burrow's ability to get the ball out quick, be decisive, make throws in small windows, it's akin to being able to scramble and run like Josh Allen a little bit. So that's kind of my counter to that. But Josh Allen ain't the wrong answer. If you started with Josh Allen, I have nothing to say about that at all.
Yeah. Nothing. That's definitely not a wrong answer.
Not at all. Not at all. But so yeah, man, we went through a lot. Is there anything that we missed before we get out of here? Anything you got coming up?
I don't think I think we touched on everything for real. I doubt I'll do a watch along for the Army Navy game this weekend. So don't be expecting a watch along for that one, people. Don't be expecting one.
The only thing I like to see in the Army Navy game, I like to see, what the cadets do in the audience, and I like the jerseys. I don't like the game.
Yeah.
I don't like the game at all. That game ain't been good since the early 1900s.
Yeah, might do some regional MMA. I'm gonna have to look at the calendar and see what's going on. Might have to do a little regional MMA watch along or something.
He said, "I'm a Joey B fan ever since he told Ohio State he wasn't a buck."
That does not surprise me coming from Grimy. That does not surprise me at all.
This boy's crazy. But so also I have I just did the slide rankings. I put it out at the end of last week. The welterweight ones with Sterling, and he's a fool on that thing. So if y'all haven't checked that out, it's with S Dogs MMA. Yeah, y'all need to go check that out. That one is hilarious, and he says some things that people are not going to agree with.
The entertainment value with Sterling is always off the charts. You never know what he's going to say or what's going to happen while you're on with him.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Well, until next time, we will catch y'all boys later.
Peace.
Thanks for watching